with Bitcoin?
All right. I'm surprised you didn't say anything about what I look like today.
I wasn't going to say you look like a lumberjack, but you look like a lumberjack. We got Sherwin-Williams. We got a lumberjack. What is this, Halloween on this show? Go ahead.
Chopping wood. Okay. Or playing baseball. Okay. Bitcoin fell below $26,000 for the first time in 16 months amid a broader sell-off in cryptocurrencies that erased more than $200 billion from the entire market in a single day. What are you doing?
Look out below!
What is this?
Price has fallen. Guess what? Couple of things. There's three things I want to talk about. First, fundamentals, strong as hell. Hash rate looks great. Number of nodes in the Lightning Network looks great. Active users, transaction volumes, all look healthy. And with on-chain measures, you can see who's buying, who's selling. You know who's buying? The plebs, the average retail person, they just accumulate and they're just stacking sats. If you look at Bitcoin on-chain wallet addresses with at least 0.01 Bitcoin, about $285, continues to hit all-time high after all-time high after all-time high. The small guy, the retail guys, they're buying, they're stacking sats. Now, of course, institutions, point number two, they had a lot of Bitcoin. They're fearful. Bitcoin is their risk asset. As they look in the market like, oh, everything is falling apart. The world is ending. They're selling. They're dumping. They're dumping. They're dumping. They're dumping. So naturally, Bitcoin's been falling. Third point, Bitcoin's realized cap. Think of this as the cost basis for all of the Bitcoin on the market. Cost basis, meaning that the last time that Bitcoin traded hands, let's say I had Bitcoin, I got it at $1, and I waited till $10,000, and then I sold it to Pompliano. Realized cap goes and says that Bitcoin last traded at $10,000. So that adds $10,000 to the realized capitalization. And it calculates for every single Bitcoin on chain, what was the price that it last traded hands. That is the cost basis of Bitcoin for Bitcoin holders. Sitting right around $24,000 or so. In the past few times, it has dropped below that, barely. But usually around the realized price point tends to be a signal that, hey, we're getting kind of close to the bottom. I ain't calling the bottom. I'm never calling the bottom. I'm done with predictions. But
good.
I think that it is important for you to pay attention to the on-chain metrics. There's two ways to look at the Bitcoin market today. You could be scared. You could be fearful. You could sit there and say the world's ending. Or you could sit down. This morning, I sat down for coffee with somebody, looked around, and I said, there's opportunity everywhere. Now you just got to figure out what you're going to do. Next.
I don't know. I'm kind of over the 20s. Let's get to the 30s. I'm done.
What about the 50s or hundreds or 500s?
I'm not going to be alive.
Or the millions.
No. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Okay, let's go.
No. I meant like the year, not the...
Oh, I thought you said 20,000s, 30,000s, 50,000s, 100,000s.
No. I'm over the 2020s.
Oh, 2020s. It's 2022. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm done with it.
Student loans.
Student loan debt hits another record high.
What's it at now? 1.6 trillion?
1.59 trillion.
Guess. Good guess.
Wow. Okay, so the debt category accounts for just 10% of total household debt, which is nearing a whopping 16 trillion. This is the second largest category of consumer debt behind home mortgages. Wow.
Crisis.
Wow.
What do you think they should do?
God.
Do you think that they should go ahead and absolve all the debt?
Well, if
should
you're
they cancel it?
If you're gonna do that, can you absolve my home mortgage too?
You got home mortgages, you got credit cards, you got student loans, you got all kinds of nonsense.
I mean, it's absurd.
Well, $1.59 trillion of student loans, and my guess is that majority of it, literally the people who got the job, are going to take 20, 30, 40 years. So there's all kinds of issues here. I do not think that they should absolve it. What I think that they should do is first, most importantly, is knock off the incentives so that more people don't keep going in debt.
Agree.
Stop the problem from exasperating, from accelerating.
Yeah, they're trying to
then go back and fix the past problem.
I agree.
But that's not what they're doing.
It's like a waterfall, and you can't just. Never mind.
You gotta move. No. You gotta move you gotta move upstream. There's literally, it's just. They're going down to the end. They're like, hey, maybe we can get a pail and we can get the water out of the river. Let's get the water out of the river. No, what do? Go build a dam to hold the water back and then deal with what's downstream of the dam.
That's exactly what I was trying to say, but I was too tired to make the analogy.
That's why we're a good team. That actually sounded like way
Okay.
that sounded way worse than
Just because I'm a lumberjack doesn't mean you can manhandle.
I thought you had
me.
broad shoulders from all of that axing that you were doing.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay, this is sad news. I think we only have
Overdose.
sad news, but then it gets better. More than 107,000 Americans died of drug overdoses last year, setting another tragic record in the nation's escalating overdose epidemic. And a lot of this, wow. So that means that there was an overdose every 5 minutes. It marked a 15% increase from the previous record. And I really do think, like, with the pandemic, with all this stuff that's going on in the world, people are forgetting, like, there is an opioid crisis in this nation.
Well, opioid crisis is only one piece of it.
In other drugs, but I personally have known a few people in the last 2 or 3 years who have died of overdoses.
The part that contributes to this is one, all the opioid stuff. There's a group of people, I will not say their name, but they were literally making billions of dollars off stuffing opioids down the throats of Americans.
Why won't you say their name?
Because I don't need to be getting into all that business, Sacklers. And then on top of that, there is a fentanyl crisis with China. Why are we cool with China? They are flushing America with fentanyl. Knock it off. Address the problem. Acknowledge the problem and address the problem. I am not an expert on it. I don't know what the solution is, but what I do know is it doesn't seem like anyone is paying attention or addressing it. So we need leadership, whether it's at the state, at the federal level, to go and address that issue. Third is that the pandemic actually created a situation where they forced people into their homes. But if you remember, liquor stores stayed open. And it likely led to all kinds of mental health issues, depression, what do they call it when you are by yourself?
Like isolation.
Isolation, etc. And so that, I'm not saying that is the sole cause, but I am saying that that doesn't help a situation where if you were somebody who was kind of teetering on the edge, you needed some help.
Or if you lost your job or
financial troubles, your wife left you, your husband left you, your kid told you that they don't like you. I mean, kids do that, whatever.
Would you cry if Sophia ever said that to you?
Sophia never said that to me.
Well, so you're right. So
she's smarter than that.
Fentanyl and other synthetic opioids surpassed 71,000, up 23% from the year before. There was also a 23% increase in deaths involving cocaine and a 34% increase in deaths involving meth and other stimulants.
A lot of the cocaine deaths and maybe meth too. I'm not as familiar with the lacing of fentanyl, but I've read multiple articles about how people go. Like I think there was a baseball player a couple of months ago who was on maybe spring break, if I remember, and they bought cocaine and then it was laced with fentanyl. So these are people who aren't even necessarily thinking that they are buying fentanyl.
I don't know.
But they end up having it in the drugs that they go to use, and therefore it ended up leading to an overdose.
It just makes me really sad.
Bad situation.
And it makes me upset at our government that they're doing nothing to help.
Can I say something else?
What?
Hey kids, don't do drugs. Like, I feel like that message kind of got, like DARE, right? Remember that?
I know.
The DARE program. Do they have that in school still?
I don't know. I do remember that though. Yeah. I was like new to the United States. I was like, what the hell is DARE?
Yeah.
Anyway.
By the way, I don't think plants like marijuana should be lumped into this guy.
We don't need to get into, okay. So Google announced several new gadgets, including its long-awaited Pixel Watch. So Google's coming out with a smartwatch. Have they tried this before?
I ain't buying it.
So the Pixel Watch, do you want me to tell you what it does?
It's Google, I ain't buying it.
It's similar to Apple Watches and sports a refined and sleek look that could appeal to customers who use Android instead of iPhone. I say cater to the Android people. What?
Yeah, Android people need that. Listen, Android people, I love you guys. That's fine. You just have second-rate devices, but that's fine. I'm joking. Not really, but I am joking. Not really. So if you think about Android, by the way, one of the most important stats is I think Android penetration globally is almost 90%.
Yeah, of course.
Right? So iPhone users, very Western-centric, and I do think you get locked into an ecosystem. right? Like guess what? I got an iPhone for the first time, I don't know, years ago, and I had just an iPhone. And then I was like, damn, I want my phone and my computer, so I need to get a laptop, right? Well, guess what? Now I got a keyboard. Now I got a mouse, right? Then I got a smartwatch. Like, you just get locked into the ecosystem. Google, by the way, the smart move, which I think they're trying to do here, is going to do the same thing. They're going to try to lock you into the Android ecosystem. And so it makes sense for them to do it, but I'm just not buying it.
Okay. Well,
Like you gotta make a choice. There is no 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
I'm just really, like, do you know what I wish happened?
What?
I wish that Apple created a band instead of a watch, because I want the functionality of the Apple Watch stats, but I want to wear a nice watch. I don't want this. Do you know how ugly this is? Ugly.
Speak for yourself.
Ugly. Anyway.
This shit looks sleek to me.
That's because
Be
you're
going to
you.
Mars. Like, what time is it?
That's because you're you and I'm me. Okay.
Well, I wouldn't expect a lumberjack to like a watch like that. Go ahead.
I only wear Rolexes? I don't know. My mom's mad at me.
Yeah, sounds like you really got a lot of Rolexes if you can't even pronounce it. Rolex eye?
With an X at the end. Or is it just Rolex plural, like deer?
No, it's
Like fox.
like you got some
no,
Rolex.
That's Rolex.
You got a
Whatever.
Rolex.
But my mom's mad at me because apparently she gifted me a Rolex back in the day and I don't know where it is.
Oh gosh.
And apparently, yeah, it was hers and then not mine, and then I lost it. I don't want to talk about it. Why do you make me talk about it? Okay, so don't give me gifts, especially nice ones. Okay, a passenger with no flying
I'm
experience.
so confused.
A passenger with no flying experience landed a plane in Florida after the pilot passed out. Isn't that incredible? The human brain. Okay,
No.
So-
I can't let this narrative take hold.
Let me tell you.
Did they actually land it, or were they sitting there while the plane landed itself, which
No.
most planes this day can do?
No, in so the pilot passes out, and then the
Unfortunate.
passenger, but he's fine now. The passenger Darren calls air traffic control and says, "There's a serious situation. Like, help me out. I've got a serious situation here. My pilot has gone incoherent." Good for you, Darren, for using the word incoherent in such a serious situation. I don't know that word. "I have no idea how to fly the airplane." And then the air traffic controller, who also teaches new pilots, helped guide the man down to Palm Beach International Airport. That's incredible. What a heartwarming story.
So the plane probably landed itself.
No.
By the way, still
It's a-
hero.
Okay.
But I don't think somebody's just sitting down without all of the instrumentation that's going on today and the automation and doing that in a big plane. Hold on, time.
It's a Cessna.
Rewind.
Well, of course. Okay,
I
it's
thought
not
this was like a
passenger.
747.
Is it a passenger plane?
Oh my god. Okay. By the way, but still impressed.
Okay,
I'm
this
still
is-
impressed. Color me surprised, but still impressed.
Color me
But-
surprised.
You talking about a little Cessna?
Yeah.
Like it's like that looks like a puddle jumper.
Yeah, and do you know how terrifying those are?
Are they?
Yes. And so the
I have a brother who could fly one of those.
I know, but do you know how long it took him to be able to fly? You
No,
can't just
they
jump
literally
in.
were like, just go up there.
No.
With the instructor person.
So the air traffic controller said,
I'm impressed, by the way. I'm just giving her a hard time.
I knew the plane was flying like any other plane. I just knew I had to keep him calm, point him to the runway, and tell him how to reduce the power so he could descend to land. Wow.
Damn, this guy should get an award.
I think so.
Yeah. Like
So-
we should just in society we should just have a award like a dope shit award. Like, if you do dope shit in the world and you're a good person, you should get the award.
So after the plane landed, the air traffic guys, somebody said, Did you say the passengers landed the airplane? And the pilot responded with, "Oh my God, great job."
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. All right, next.
Cool. It's Ask Lunch Money time. Okay, Justin asks, "Love your show, Pomp and Pimp." I'm Pimp, for those who don't know. Because of my initials, not because I'm an actor. Okay. Okay. Gotta clarify. The people these days.
Polina's initials are PIMP, which you can't make that up.
Okay. Been watching Pomp for years and admire how he always remains rational during these crazy downturns. Respect. However, does Pomp ever express FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt? Also, I had no idea that's what FUD stood for.
Nah, keep going.
Interesting. Okay. When away from the mic, so do you ever express FUD when away from the mic, or is my man truly fearless?
Well, you answer first.
So this is really interesting because I told him yesterday evening, I was like, I'm surprised that you're so calm about this, given that, it's a lot with Bitcoin. But
if Bitcoin drops to $1,000, the show's over. But not because the price went down to 1,000, because we're selling all the equipment and we're literally going to buy Bitcoin. So y'all better hope that it'll go to 1,000, because if it goes to 1,000, the show's over. And we ain't gonna have equipment to live stream.
So, wait, what?
I'm just saying.
No, I'll be here. You ain't selling my
You'll be
equipment.
talking in a room by yourself, because there ain't gonna be no lights, there ain't gonna be no cameras, there's gonna be nothing here.
Me and Gutter Grown was here.
Okay,
We'll be
what else?
talking.
What else?
All right. No, I think the only time that I've seen you actually really, really upset was 2019. Well, what year was that?
No, 2020.
2020.
In all seriousness,
Yes.
I'm usually pretty chill in general, so that helps. And then when it comes to financial assets, I just have like a very long time horizon. So like short-term price movements almost never rattle me. 2018, I was an animal. I was on offense. Bitcoin dropped to 3,500, under 3,500. I was gobbling up whatever I could. So that was like very much offensive. I had a very specific view of the world, and I was willing to make a pretty big bet on it. In 2020, when the pandemic hit, that was not the case. No one expected that. No one had a plan. No one had necessarily a view. Some people thought like literally go outside, you're gonna die. Like it was not good. And Bitcoin kept falling and falling and falling. And the craziest part about 2020 was I literally wrote, I think it was March 12th of 2020 was the day that Bitcoin fell 50%. Hey, big brain. I'm pretty sure that was the day. And when it fell that morning, I wrote a piece and was like, we are in a liquidity crisis. And I outlined, what is the liquidity crisis? How does it work? Assets sell off more than you think. Like I literally wrote out exactly what was happening. And then Bitcoin fell from 8,000 to 4,000 that day. Like it would be like sitting down and be like, here's what's going to happen today. And you write it. And then as it's happening, you literally are like, holy shit, my hair's on fire. You're freaking out, etc. And so I wasn't necessarily like freaking out. I was more so just stunned. And it's kind of like, I figure it's like a prize fight. Like you get punched in the face so you're like, ooh, and you're just stunned. And so when that happened, at one point I was just like, I'm literally just going to watch this go to zero. Like it was just falling so fast. And Polina hit me with you should buy more. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, like you're basically all in. Like just
no, I was
buy
like,
more.
It's too late now. I mean, what you gonna sell after all this time?
Yeah, after all the pain.
All the pain.
I was like, yeah, good point. So, good team. All right, see ya.
Okay.
Bye, Polina.
Bye.
Bye, Polina.